You may have heard the story about the man who everyone listens to but is always wrong. It's the weatherman. I guess that's job security for them. After I heard that joke a while back, a little one repeated it to me. It reminded me how much we depend on the meteorologists. You know, what the weather is like, and it doesn't matter if it's raining or snowing or whatever it might be. It does impact our lives. And the meteorologists, they measure storms, they track them, they analyze them, all kinds of things for their jobs that are supposed to help us, so that we can deal with whatever life may bring out there as we get out into the world. Well, when you think about that in a spiritual sense, what about the storms in our life? What about the challenges that we face? The thing is, God's not just a prognosticator, He's not a meteorologist, but He's one that understands everything about the storms that we face. There's a passage that Paul wrote to the Corinthians in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. And here's what Paul said. He said, "No temptation has overtaken you except such as common to man." Now, this word temptation can mean a trial. You might say a storm. And he says, those things are common to everyone. But then he says this, unlike a weatherman who just is hoping things will turn out, and it may be that way, Paul says, "But God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted or tried beyond what you're able. But with the temptation will also make the way of escape, that you may be able to bear it." And so what we find Paul describing God and His relationship when it comes to the storms that we face in our life. God is faithful. He never leaves us. He's always with us. He's not going to forsake us. And there are times that God miraculously removes those storms, and they're gone. But Paul also pointed out the fact there are other times that God strengthens us, and He helps us. The storm's still there. It is coming, and He's not going to remove it. But it is important to recognize He is faithful. And what Paul tells us then is He gives us the strength so we can deal with it, so we can ride out that storm, and He sees us through so that in the end, He protects us. I guess in a way you could say He works in the storm and through the storm, and He's a refuge in the storms of our life. So we can take that to heart. We can take comfort. We can trust God, and we can always remember He will always be faithful, even in the worst storms of life. That's BT Daily. We'll see you next time.